Guess what time it is? Mama's story time. Yay!
Well, hello my darlings. Welcome to story time. It's lovely to see you today. We've got some very special people reading our story today. Do you know who they are? David. Say hello. Say hello.
Hello.
We've got Emma.
Hello.
And we've got Evie.
Hello.
Today's story, as picked by Emma and Eve, is Cinderella. Let's get started. Our mother was very ill. She knew she would soon die, leaving behind her second husband, who was rich but not kind, and her beautiful daughter. She called her daughter to her bedside and said, "My dear girl, be good and God will protect you. I will look down on you from heaven and I'll always be near you." After she died, the girl went to her mother's grave every day and cried. Oh. Winter came, and in the spring, her mother's rich husband married a new wife. That would be sad, wouldn't it? Oh, look at that dress. The new wife had two daughters who had pretty faces but mean and jealous hearts. These new stepsisters took the girl's lovely clothes away from her and just gave her an old dress and wooden shoes to wear. Ha ha ha! Look at her now, they laughed. They made her work from morning until night time. She got up before the sun, she carried water, lit fires, cooked and did all the washing. Think they're very nice? No. They're being mean to her.
Oh, I got that one.
The girl didn't even have a bed. She had to sleep by the fire in the cinders. This meant she was always dusty and dirty, and so they called her Cinderella. Once, when their stepfather was going away to a fair, the two stepsisters asked him to buy them pearls and jewels. Cinderella said, "Please bring me the first branch that knocks against your hat on your way home." So he bought gemstones for the two stepsisters and a hazel branch for Cinderella. Cinderella thanked him. She planted the hazel branch beside her mother's grave and she watered it with her tears. It grew and became a beautiful tree. Cinderella would sit beneath it to cry and to pray, and the birds would come to sit in the tree and listen. One day, the king of the land announced a great dance to honour his son, the prince. When the two stepsisters heard the news, they were very excited. "Hurry up, Cinderella," they demanded. "Comb our hair for us and tie our sashes and fasten our buckles, for we are going to the king's palace." Look at her, she's helping them get their dresses on. They're not very kind to her, are they?
No.
Cinderella did everything her stepsisters asked, and then she said, "May I go to the dance too?" "You, Cinderella," replied her stepmother, "go to the dance covered in dirt and dust? You don't even have any clothes or any shoes." But Cinderella still wanted to go. Her stepmother tipped a great pot of lentils into the ashes and said, "If you pick them all out before we leave in 2 hours' time, you can come with us." What a meanie, eh?
Yeah.
Do you think she'll get it done on time?
Her friends.
Maybe. Cinderella opened the window and called, "Pigeons, turtle doves, all the birds of the sky, pick lentils for the pot and leave the ashes aside." Straight away, 2 pigeons flew in, then the turtle doves, and all the birds from near and far came whirring and crowding into the kitchen to peck among the ashes. They gathered all the good lentils back into the pot in less than an hour. Does that mean she can go to the dance? Cinderella showed the pot to her stepmother full of delight because she thought she could go to the dance. But the cruel stepmother said, "It makes no difference. You cannot come, for you have no clothes and you cannot dance. We would be so ashamed of you." She turned her back and hurried away with her two mean, jealous daughters. Oh, Cinderella. Cinderella went out to her mother's grave beneath the hazel tree and called out, "Shiver and quiver, little tree, drop silver and gold down over me." A white bird in the tree brought down a beautiful gold and silver ball gown and silk slippers. Cinderella quickly put them on, and where did she go? She went to the
Ball.
dance, to the ball, yes. Look at her. Everyone at the king's palace stopped to look at the beautiful stranger. Cinderella's stepsisters and stepmother didn't recognise her because she looked so much like a princess in her gold and silver dress. The prince was captivated. He only danced with Cinderella and he never let go of her hand. Do you think he loves her? When it was late, Cinderella wanted to go home. The prince was anxious to go with her, but she ran off so quickly he couldn't follow. In her haste, she left one of her silk slippers behind. The prince picked it up. It was exquisite. That night, the prince dreamed of the beautiful girl he had danced with, and the next morning he declared, "I will marry the girl whose foot fits this slipper." Do you think he'll find her?
Yeah. Yes.
We'll have to see. The prince went from house to house throughout the land. He came to Cinderella's house and the eldest stepsister tried on the slipper. Her foot was far too big. She couldn't fit her fat toes into the shoe. The prince passed the slipper to the second stepsister, who took it away into her room. There, she managed to get her toes inside, but her heel was too large. Her mother gave her a knife and said, "Cut a bit off your foot. When you are queen, you won't have to walk on your feet." The second stepsister cut off a bit of her heel, forced her foot into the shoe, swallowed the pain and went out to the prince. He helped her onto his horse and he took her away to be his bride. But they had to pass the tree beside Cinderella's mother's grave. There sat a pigeon who cooed, "Turn and look, turn and look, blood drips from the shoe." The slipper was too small for her. Your true bride waits for you. Who's his true bride? Do you think it might be Cinderella? The prince turned and saw the blood trickling from the stepsister's foot. Shocked, he turned his horse around. Where's he going? Don't know. Who else lives here? He demanded. There is only the kitchen maid, Cinderella, said the stepmother. You cannot want to see her. But the prince insisted that even the kitchen maid should try the slipper on. Do you think it'll fit?
Yes.
Cinderella washed her hands and her face and went to the prince. She took her foot out of its heavy wooden shoe and slid it into the little slipper, which fitted perfectly. When she stood up, the prince looked into her eyes and recognized the beautiful girl from the dance. He shouted, "This is my true bride!" The stepmother and the two stepsisters turned pale with astonishment and rage. Oh, look, they look so angry, don't they? Last page. The prince helped Cinderella onto his horse and they rode away. As they passed by the hazel tree, two pigeons crowed. She fits the shoe, your bride is true. Goodbye to you, goodbye to you. Cinderella Cinderella and her prince were married that day, and they lived in his magical palace where they lived happily ever after. The end. Did you like that story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Should we go
let's
put some videos on for the kids?
Yeah.
I'm going to put some videos on for you right now. Cute. Well, my darlings, I hope you liked our story today, and I hope you liked the videos. Did you like the videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. You enjoy the rest of your day, and until I see you next time, remember, be good for
Mum and Dad.
and what?
Listen.
Kind to each other. Love you, my darlings.
Bye.
Bye.